Hello everyone, and welcome to the DEKALB branded portion of the 2020 Virtual Field Day brought to you by Bayer Crop Science. Hi, I'm Ron Jernigan, one of the field sales representatives here in the Carolinas, and with me today, Jim Kiser, one of our technical agronomists. Now Jim, we've got a lot of great corn products on the market right now, and we've got some great products to show off that are coming and are going to be available next year. How would you kind of describe what we've got in the plot and what we're going to be doing today, Jim?
We do have some that a lot of people are familiar with, but we've got a lot of several new ones out here that we're looking at for the first time. They're new to us.
Right.
And Ron, when I say they're new, they're just new to us. I just take a moment to elaborate on that. Before I came to work for Bayer, I thought I knew what was involved behind the scenes till a product gets out to market.
Right.
I didn't have a clue. It's absolutely, they have truly opened my eyes to what really goes on behind the scenes. You know, our pipeline is incredible in the efforts that go into it. Crop protection or seed and trait, what do you think the typical pipeline for a product to come to market is?
Jim, I know it takes a while for folks to get these things bred and developed and all. It's got to be 3-4 years
it's
or so, right?
It's absolutely that long. It's more than that. Believe me when I tell you the average is 8 to 10 years.
Yeah.
There's truly no wonder that Bayer is in the place in the marketplace that they are because of their efforts in the pipeline, for sure. You ready to go take a look at some of them?
Yeah, let's go look at some corn, Jim.
Let's do it.
Well, Jim, our first stop here is with DEKALB brand 6357, and that's a double pro corn. We all know that, or we know that. And it's one of our, I think over the last couple of years, Jim, I call it our up and coming star, especially in that mid-range. It's a 113-day corn. Done very well for us, but tell us really what to expect and look for in this corn.
Well, there's a lot of good reasons why it's done very well for us, Ron. It's got a lot of attributes that I want to touch on here. Number one, it has outstanding versatility. It's good across a lot of different yield environments, and truly has good agronomics pretty much from start to finish. Including stuff like standability. It stands very well, as you can see here behind me. The grain quality at the end of the year is going to be really good. It's got a solid disease package, and it really is, I can honestly say, one of my favorite corns in this lineup altogether. The ear flex is really good, and we can back off those populations a little bit because of that flex that ear has. I like to say that this one travels very, very well. And what I mean by that, it's not just used a lot around here. This one's used a lot across the U.S. It's a widely used variety or hybrid here. Maybe a couple watch outs there, Ron. We don't have southern rust all the time, but it is a 5. It's kind of Achilles heel, that may be it. It's just a 5 on southern rust, but I don't let that bother me too much because across the Carolina, Southeast Virginia footprint last year in all of our trials, 40, 50 corn trials, this one finished in the top 3 across the board. Very strong one, and we're glad to have it, and I hope it stays around a little bit longer. So. Okay, here we are at 6425. This is a VT Double Pro Hybrid 114-day product. It has the drought guard gene in it, which makes for superior drought guard resistance. Actually, Ron, it's rated a 1 on our drought scale.
Yep, and Jim, a little personal story here, okay? If people will indulge me. Our DKC 6425, I have actually nicknamed this one our tough ground corn because people have seen, they've got about a year's worth of experience with it, and they've seen it perform and hang in there with them on some of their really marginal lower yield environments.
Exactly where it belongs. A very defensive hybrid, Ron. And if you'll notice behind me here, it's actually pretty short in height. It's a medium-sized plant. It probably adds to its water use efficiency. It takes less water for a small plant than it does a big plant. So you know, this again adds to its defensive characteristics there. So it has decent ear flex. We'll look at the ears here behind us, but it's got a pretty nice ear on it. We like it at medium population. And again, folks, to take away from this one, this is not a corn for every acre by no means, but it's used as a tool on that toughest ground, on those most stress-prone acres in our environments.
Absolutely.
Take a quick look at it here behind me. It's got a good flex here to it. We've had some rain here, but again, it's a tool for us to use if we need it in our toolbox.
Ron, I was looking at corn yesterday, and there is some absolutely phenomenal corn out and about right now.
You're just wishing it all looked as good as here in the Piedmont, Josh, this year. We're looking great. I think they're waiting on us.
I think so.
Go.
I think so. Guys, let's take a break from the virtual field day, the DEKALB portion of the virtual field day, and just talk a little bit about the legacy of DEKALB corn, Ron.
Well, I tell you what, when you say legacy on DEKALB corn, you're talking a serious legacy. It goes all the way back to 1912 in DeKalb County, Illinois, in that area. A group of farmers got together and wanted to purposely start creating better hybrids of corn.
Right. Well, they did just that.
Yeah.
And the hybrids that we're bringing to market today are proof of just that. Let's talk a little bit about the local testing that we do. So this is a national brand, very well-known national brand, but we've got testing right here in the Carolinas, so we know exactly which hybrids to bring. Talk a little bit about that.
Absolutely, Josh. We've got our technical agronomists, we've got our technical development reps, our TDRs. All of these guys are working to find out exactly what works locally best for our area. Multiple plots, multiple repetitions in some plots. They're just working all the time to find out what is best for, be it the coastal plains, the Blacklands, the Piedmonts, all of our markets.
I'll tell you, the one thing I like about DEKALB hybrids is there's all these people showing up with all these different hybrids. There's all these claims about mine will do this, mine will do that. The genetics you find in the bag of DEKALB corn are 100% exclusive to the DEKALB brand.
Absolutely.
A lot to be said for that.
Absolutely. So 100 plus year history, a lot of research going on, a lot of development, exclusivity to that brand name. There's a lot more in a DEKALB bag of corn seed than just a kernel of corn.
Speaking of a lot more, I think Jim Kiser's waiting for us back out in the field with a lot more information.
Back to Jim.
Yeah.
Well, Jim, we're now at DEKALB 6520. Now, this is a 115 maturity corn here, and it actually has a drought guard gene in it as well, just like the previous corn, 6425. So both have drought guard in it. What's the difference?
Yep, they both have drought guard. That one was a 1 on our scale. This one's a 2, so very good drought resistance. The difference is this one's got a lot more versatility. It's got good top end potential too.
Okay.
It has been widely used in eastern North Carolina and in South Carolina, both on a dry land acre and an irrigated acre.
Right. Yeah.
Again, a broad fit. Very good agronomics throughout. One thing I will say about this one, Ron, to get those good yields that this one's is capable of, we've got to keep those populations up on this one. We want to be on the top end of that population scale with 6520, a big takeaway. One watch out as well. Again, we don't see it every year. It is a 7 on our Southern Rough scale, so if we do have an episode of that, that's certainly a watch out with this one. It is a 7 on our scale.
Well, it's not the only corn that shows good, but it is a good showy year. Has a little bit of girth to it. This particular ear right here has 16 rows on it.
Nice.
6520. It is a good corn.
Yeah. Let's move on.
Well, Jim, at this stop here in the DEKALB plot, we're looking at DEKALB 6737. This is a new introduction, right?
Yes,
so
sir.
we got a new hybrid here to really introduce to folks. The 6737, it has Smart Stack in it too, I believe.
That's exactly
So that
right.
technology is great for those who need it for rootworm or other issues. So looking forward to learning more about and introducing this 117-day corn. So tell us more about it, sir.
Yep. It's looked really good in the plots. I've been looking at this one all year. We're paying really close attention to these new ones. It's another big boy. It's going to be a tall hybrid. I'm not worried about it. It has really, really good root and stalk strength. The big draw with this one, folks, it produces a very, very consistent ear size, very consistent ear placement. It's a big old girthy, semi-flex ear type, and at the end of the day, the grain quality is going to be excellent, and it's been said that it's possibly going to have the best grain quality of the current lineup.
Very important.
That's very, very important. So
good.
basically, we've got a really good hybrid here with some good top-end yield potential, Ron, but you know what? It's got a 3 on drought guard too, so it's got some stress tolerance as well. So I'm really excited about this one. It's got a lot to bring to the table.
No doubt that'll come in handy, that's drought tolerance.
We wouldn't want to position these at the the medium-high population seem to work pretty good at that. And this isn't a watch out, it's more of an observation, but like I said, we've been paying a lot of attention to this one. If you got this one on your farm next year, you very well may see that it flowers a little bit late. It flowers a little bit more like a 120-day hybrid.
Wow.
It will mature at the 117 or black layer at 117, but it flowers a little bit later. So not a watch out, but an observation.
So placement on this one, Jim, where would you say, medium to better soil or a bigger footprint?
No, right now I'm good with medium to better soils because of that yield potential that it brings to the table. We'll probably cover some of those lower yield environments with another product. So.
Good deal.
Okay, folks, we're here with 6744 now. This is a VT Double Pro, been around for a little while. It does have a counterpart, a Smart Stacks counterpart, which is named 6742. 117-day hybrid, and just to be honest with you, it's no stranger to a lot of folks here in the Carolinas. And guys, basically it's due to one word, and that's versatility. This product has fantastic versatility. Isn't that right, Ron?
You're right, Jim. And you mentioned versatility and it being no stranger. Very good reasons. You know, Jim, for the last couple of years, 6744 has been the best-selling hybrid in the Carolinas for us, absolutely hands down, for good reasons. It can fit in a wide footprint. Lower yielding environments, absolutely up to the high yielding for sure. Strong drought tolerance, I believe it's a 2 rating when you look in the book there for us. And it's very good on ear health. Now, it's a good ear flex corn, and also handles a wide range of populations.
Sure.
I don't know what else we could say about it.
It's hard to put this one in the wrong field in the wrong way.
Exactly. I would say, Jim, that I wouldn't intend for it to be the very last corn I harvested. There are other corns that I would pick to wait on me a little bit longer. But other than that, Jim, 6744 has really been not only the go-to corn, but also the measuring stick of all other DEKALBs that we introduce here. Do they match up to 44? That's the question from everyone. Any closing comments?
One more closing comment, Ron. We talked about the MD trials across the Carolinas footprint.
Yeah.
This is another one of our top 3 across 40-50 trials last year. This one finished in the top 3 as well.
Hi, I'm Malone Roseman, Crop Protection Development Rep for the Carolinas and Virginia, and want to talk to you a little bit about our Bear Plus Rewards program with corn. Coupling with DEKALB seed, we start with our herbicide program, a pre-program including Warrant and Roundup and Atrazine, followed by a good post program with either Lotus and Roundup and Atrazine, and a fungicide application later in the season with Stratego Yield. This recommendation will bring back to you $14 an acre in the Bear Plus program. For more information, contact your local FSR.
Okay, Jim, at this stop on the tour today, we have stopped at another brand new corn, DEKALB 6794. And we as the sales folks, we're really looking forward to introducing this product. We know that this one holds a lot of potential, and it's got a lot of great agronomic characteristics about it. When we start introducing it to folks, we think they'll like it, but you tell us exactly what they can look forward to.
So basically, Ron, this product has very similar versatility characteristics as 6744 that we just talked about.
Good. Yep.
It is very versatile on that lower end acre, but has fantastic top end potential as well. There is one exception. It's a little better on root and stalk strength, and when I say a little bit better, it really doesn't get any stronger. This one's rated a 1 for root strength and a 2 for stalk strength.
Well, that's going to be a good thing.
Yeah,
yes, sir.
It's got a really nice girthy ear.
Yep.
It produces very good grain quality, but I do want to see this one on those higher managed acres simply because it has that good upside potential that it's capable of. As far as population, a medium to medium-high population suits this one pretty doggone good.
So in summary, Jim, what you're saying is that it has a lot of versatility, excellent root and stalk strength, and it's one of those that the better the ground, the better the environment, the better the results.
That's
right?
exactly right, and it is a new Tricepta, so it's going to have very good corn earworm control as well.
Good deal. This is one to look forward to.
Yes, sir. Okay, folks, we're here at one of our 118-day hybrids. This is 6869. It's a VT2 Double Pro. It has a counterpart, Smart Stacks hybrid, which is named 6868. This is one of my favorite hybrids in the lineup for sure. It's a big old tall robust plant type. It has fantastic eye appeal. I love looking at it. I love being around it. It's just become one of my favorite hybrids, and there's several reasons for that besides that. Number one, it has very, very strong upside potential. It's a strong hybrid in its class. And other than that, it's got some defense to it.
And you know, Jim, as I've walked some of the plots this year, I've noticed it has really good husk coverage. Now, I know from past experience, it has real good test weight. So, with it being a little bit of a taller hybrid and good grain quality, good production, if need be, it's actually to slip into a silage field every now and then and make some really good silage for folks.
Yep. It is silage proven.
Well, that would make it even better. So, as we wind down on this one, where do you position this, plant population, etc.?
Yeah, well, I like to see it on the better acre just because of its capability. In fact, this one finished in the top 3 last year in our corn trials across the Carolinas and the Southeast Virginia footprint in our trials last year. So very strong candidate, very consistent. I like to see it in that medium population range. I think it has a pretty good fit there. Somewhere in that middle population range will bring it home.
Well, now I'm going to venture out on a limb here, Jim.
Okay.
And being in sales, you're going to have to pull me back in if I'm wrong. Now, don't let me go too far out on the limb. But I'd say the guy who's doing the high maintenance, he's got high productive soils, a combination like 6357, 6744, or maybe the new 94, and 6869, that's not a bad package for a guy in high maintenance, high yielding environments.
Ron, that would cover his bases very well.
Yep.
That would be a really good portfolio for him.
Good deal. Well, Jim, right now, we're going to look at DEKALB 6916, 119-day corn, and this is actually a Smart Stack technology.
Yes, sir, it sure is.
So, got all the goodies in it, if you will, except Tricepta. But anyway, I'm going to call this Ron's pick. I think this is a good average use corn for a lot of general purposes. And one of the call outs I do want to make about it though right now, Jim, is that if you're a silage grower out there watching today and you're looking for a silage corn, this is our silage recommendation, okay? And for all of you who produce silage, you know it takes a good ear of corn to get some tonnage and good quality product in that silage. So 6916 can deliver on that. And if you don't cut all your acres for silage, you actually have some potential to cut some good grain. Jim, what are some of the key agronomics about 6916?
Well, it's got really good standability, good stalk strength. It's very strong there. It's got a really good drought tolerance scale score of 2, believe it or not, which is a little bit unusual for something we would call a silage hybrid, but agronomically, it's a very, very sound product. It fits very well in those medium yield environments. Overall, it's just as Ron said, it's just overall a good corn for our area here.
It's a good general use corn, and our key silage recommendation is DEKALB 6916.
Okay, we're here at 69.99, Ron. This was a 119-day hybrid, and it's one of our new Tricepta hybrids that we mentioned earlier. It's also one of the candidates of the new class that we talked about. It's a big boy. It's big old tall, good looking corn plant, as you can see here behind me. Has very, very high yield potential. In fact, the best in the new candidate class for sure, no question. It definitely needs to be positioned on those higher managed, higher yield acres that we have in throughout the territory.
So no doubt about it, this is not a marginal soil field corn. So Jim, you know, in a few parts of the team area, we utilize Smart Stack and need that for some spotted rootworm areas. So this one has a Smart Stack option to it as well, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. It's 69.98, and that will give you that corn rootworm control if that needs to be, as well as the Liberty Link as well, like we talked about earlier. But again, a very offensive hybrid, a great big old good-looking ear, Tricepta, superior corn earworm control, the neighbor right beside of it, you know, not you see the difference. I mean, this is a really good showcase of this new gene that we've got, the Viptera gene here. So we like it at medium-high populations, but can't really say anything bad about its agronomic package throughout. It's pretty doggone solid, and man, I really like the way this one looks out here today. Beautiful. Let's take a look at some of these ears here, Ron.
Okay.
And this is, every row looks like it's going to be like this. I mean, it's just really full to the end. No earworm damage. There's one right after the other. It's going to be a good looking corn in this plot. So tickled to have it. Be looking at this one going forward.
Well, we've come to the end of the DEKALB branded corn seed portion of Bayer Crop Science Virtual Field Day. Now, the neat thing about virtual, Jim, is that virtual can transport you across time. You know, just a little bit ago, we were in green cornfields that were just a few weeks away from planting, and now it's harvest time. And actually, a large majority of the corn has been harvested across the Carolinas and southeast Virginia by now. So, Jim, you know, I've seen your expense report lately, and I know you've been traveling around a good bit, buddy.
Not so much, but we have had a chance to look at some of the corn, thank goodness. So it gives us a chance to a short recap here. Ron, the 113-day 63.57 has risen to the top again this year in our trials. In eastern North Carolina, we've seen 65.20 repeat its performance of last year. It's very strong in eastern North Carolina and South Carolina as well. Our flagship hybrid 67.44 right there at the top again, and 68.69, another good standby. We're seeing that one at the cream of the crop as well. The new hybrid 69.99 that we talked about a little earlier with you, in the higher yield environments, so this is going to be one to watch out for, guys. It's going to be a really good one. We're very excited about it. So overall, it's been a really good harvest season so far. Got a little bit more to go, but largely we've got this one in the books, Ron.
So, Jim, we'll wrap it up right there. This will wind us down here for the DEKALB branded corn section of the Virtual Field Day. Check out some of the other sections. A lot of good information in this whole set. But folks, as we say bye, I want you to know, those of you who use DEKALB, we appreciate your business. We do not take you for granted. For those of you who are not using much or any DEKALB yet, we hope we've given you a reason to believe that DEKALB can be an important part of your farming operation and offer you things that you have not seen yet. So give it a try, or try a little more. And until we see you next time, have a good season.
Take care.